G'day and welcome back to Ethan's Wildlife. We're back in the Gold Coast hinterland, this time in a different area, looking for some more snakes. Today the targets are red-bellied black snakes and maybe a couple of other cool species if we can. So it's bound to be an exciting day, nice and sunny, quite warm. So let's see what we can find. So already got my first snake of the trip, but he's already slithered off. It was a red-bellied black snake curled up here, but as soon as it felt the vibrations of my footsteps, it took off into this bush here. I think it's still there, but it's out of sight now, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll see another one. And there it is. So this is one of Australia's most famous snakes, the red-bellied black snake, and it's quite a decently well-fed one. It's not a very creative name, but you can definitely see why they're called red-bellied black snake. So this is a highly venomous species, and they're really common throughout eastern Australia. You can see he's flattened his neck out a little bit like a cobra. That's a defensive warning, but he doesn't feel threatened by me at the moment. You see he's calming down and slithering away. So he's nice and calm now. So could I be so lucky? Straight away, one of the main target species for this area. And I thought he got away, but still managed to film him for the video. Could I be so lucky? Also, what a good example of how snakes behave. A lot of people think highly venomous snakes cruise around attacking people, but really he flattened his neck out because he felt a bit scared. But then once he realised I wasn't a threat, he calmed down and slithered away. Snakes don't go out of their way to attack people, and as you can see there, he was really quite quick to get out of his way once it had the opportunity to. Dingoes. They're quite close. How cool. So those were some dingoes howling. They're somewhere down there. They're usually quite shy around people. I've only seen wild dingoes in the Gold Coast hinterland a handful of times. That's really interesting. Let's see if we can actually see them. So I don't think we'll get to see the dingoes because they're somewhere down in here and they've gone quiet now, so maybe they were spooked because they heard me. But yeah, interesting. There's a paddy melon down there. I don't want to spook it, but we have to be very quiet. They're very flighty little mammals. There he is. So this will be the red-legged paddy melon. One of two species we get here. The other one, the red-necked, is also quite common. How cool. Off he goes. So all of this rainforest is part of the East Australian Gondwanan rainforest. So this environment type has existed since Australia was connected with Antarctica. Obviously there's a couple of new species here, but some of them, like the Antarctic beech, which is a large tree that you can find here, they found fossils of it in Antarctica. So this ecosystem type has existed for millions of years, and it really does feel ancient. You could imagine a dinosaur running through here. It is honestly one of my favourite places in the world. Alright guys, so here we have a golden crown snake and he's acting defensively because I accidentally got a bit close. I thought he was a stick and then he reacted like this. So if I just don't move, he'll calm down. There we go. He's calming down. These guys are weakly venomous, but they're uninclined to bite. They'll do mock strikes, but very rarely will they actually bite. And they're mostly nocturnal. I don't know what he's out doing in the middle of the day, but they can be found during the day sometimes. And there you go, see? He's calmed right down. No longer sees me as a threat. And off he goes. Calm golden crown snake. So this is one of the 3 crown snake species we get here. And in my opinion, it's the most beautiful. They'll mostly eat small lizards at night time. And they're rather small. So this one's rather small. And you can see now he's calmed right down. So snakes often get called aggressive because they will react defensively when they're afraid. But if you let them calm down, like I have here, you'll see he wants absolutely nothing to do with me anymore. And yeah, just chill. Amazing. Alright, so we're just about nearing the end of this little herping trail. It was pretty good today. 2 snakes. I'm thinking about returning after dark to see if we can find any more, because there's a couple of nocturnal species that like this sort of habitat. So I think we'll do that. Alright, there's another one. Another red-bellied black snake. Oh, there's his head there. Beautiful. He's just chilling this time. So this species of snake is quite common. This is a pretty large individual. So there's a close-up of his head. Now I can talk a little bit more about their biology. So these guys eat mostly frogs, but they'll eat a large variety of animals, including other snakes, small mammals and reptiles. And their bite is considered to be extremely painful and can cause some necrosis if left untreated. So it is a snake that needs to be treated with a high degree of respect and caution. But as you can see, I'm leaving the snake alone. He's chill. There's absolutely no danger in this scenario. And I can admire this beautiful animal from a safe distance. Looks like it might be on the move now. You can see he's flicking his tongue out. That's how he senses his environment, through taste. Wow, what a stunning animal. Definitely one of my favourite species of snake. And such a joy to find as well. What a gorgeous snake. Look at that coloration. Up in North Queensland, so here in southeastern Australia, the red and black is really quite striking, but in North Queensland, the red scales are quite dulled to almost like a creamy pink colour, which is a bit unusual. Alright, well, taken a few photos of him, so let's just leave him be now. See you, mate. Alright, so we're heading off and coming back tonight. We'll see what we can find then. It should be good. Alright, so I just got back from night herping, and stupid me forgot to charge the camera, so I didn't get much besides the actual snake that we found out there. So this is the snake here. So here we have here a southern dwarf crown snake, another member of the crown snake genus, like the golden crown snake we saw earlier. These guys are the smallest member of their group, and they only grow to an average of 25 centimetres long. They are a nocturnal lizard eater. So right now he's probably looking for some skinks to eat. and they are also weakly venomous. Also on the way back, as we head back towards Brisbane, I decided to check out a nice little creek that sometimes has some keelbacks in it. So let's see if we can find one. Have a look at this little beauty. This is the keelback, also known as the freshwater snake. They're a non-venomous colubrid, and they're quite small. They rarely grow over 1 metre long, and they get that name keelback from the keeled texture that their scales have. They're really common in southeast Queensland, especially around sources of fresh water, and they feed mostly on amphibians. This is actually the only species of reptile in Australia that can feed on cane toads without being poisoned. Now, this guy is often mistaken for a bunch of highly venomous snakes, usually mistaken for the eastern brown, but also for the rough-scaled snake, which is very similar in appearance to this guy. But he has got some loreal scales on the side of the head, which elapids, all of our venomous snakes, don't have. So he's just heading off now. Beautiful snake. Wow, that was a nice little adventure. Successful trip. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll be back with more snakes very soon.